And a Fisher piano wouldn't make sense at all. It's already a knot, so ready you're not gonna try to untie it, though it's terribly taut. Going my way, can I tell you that? Hello everybody, Infernape Shinjo here, and welcome back to part 2 of my top 10 non-anime. Like I discussed in my previous video, there are some shows that I really enjoy outside of anime, and a lot of them are partly nostalgia because of being born in the 90s. But I'm going to finish off this list in this video. The first part of this list is in the description. Feel free to watch that before you watch this, so you know what's on my list. Of course, keep in mind that this is entirely my opinion, and if there's a show that I discuss in this video that you think should be on the list, it may be in the other part, or I might have not watched it. Regardless, it was tough narrowing down 10 favorite shows that I have. But let's not waste any more time. Let's start in with number 5. Number 5 is Samurai Jack. And Samurai Jack is an interesting case. It was one of those shows that I remember watching when it was new, but as I grew up, I honestly forgot a lot about it. There were some scenes that I still remember, of course remembering iconic characters like Jack and Aku, but as far as each individual episode, I honestly forgot about them. So before season 5 came out, I watched through all the episodes up to that point to get myself caught up. And I really enjoyed seasons 1 through 4 of Samurai Jack. It really took me a trip down memory lane because a lot of them I remember of the episode, but I didn't remember what happened. But without me wasting any more time, let me discuss season 5 of Samurai Jack. Season 5 of Samurai Jack came out way later, maybe a couple years ago, and it was probably at least a decade after Samurai Jack season 4 ended. And to be honest, there was a lot in season 5 of Samurai Jack that I really enjoyed. I feel like they made the right decision by moving it over to Toonami so they could have more liberty with the blood, because up to that point, Jack was just slicing down robots. Even with it being on Toonami, I was a bit surprised at first when they actually showed blood, even though I really shouldn't have been. It was definitely one of the more hardcore seasons of Samurai Jack. But the reason it's at number 5 isn't because there was a 5th season. That was unintentional. The reason it's at number 5 is I enjoyed the first 4 seasons and part of season 5. But I feel like they ended it in a way that I didn't like. I would have preferred for them to end it in somewhat of a different way. Obviously, I don't write stories like that, so I can't really tell you. But I feel like they should have at least drawn out the Aku battle a little bit more, and the ending of it was just so forced in my opinion. Since halfway through this season, they decided to ship Jack with this female assassin that was trying to kill him. Because, you know, that's how you find true love. If someone's trying to kill you, obviously that's what you do. But I would have just been fine with them getting together just at the end of it, but no, they decided to kill her off as well. So they not only foreshadow Jack and Ashi getting together this whole time, but when they do, they kill her off. Kind of a dick move, bro. Number 4 is SpongeBob SquarePants. There's honestly no way that I couldn't include SpongeBob on here, in good conscience. SpongeBob is just so iconic to the Nickelodeon name. It's been around for probably almost 20 years now, which is insane to think. There are just so many clips and quotes of SpongeBob that I could recite off the top of my head. Of course, Wumbo, so many quotes from Patrick that I could just recite. I don't even think I need to list them off here because I'm sure you're thinking of a couple right now. And yes, I do know SpongeBob had a bit of a lull in quality later on. People definitely started raging that SpongeBob was getting worse after the first movie. But I watched a couple of episodes from newer SpongeBob, and I think it's getting back up there. Obviously, it's probably not going to get up to the quality that it was when it once started, but I really enjoyed some of the episodes that I watched. Like the episode where Larry opens a gym. I don't know why that wasn't a thing before. The episode where Doodle Bob comes back? Now I feel like a lot of recent SpongeBob is just trying to hook in those nostalgia-driven SpongeBob fans, because they had episodes dedicated to reuniting with Doodle Bob and Bubble Buddy. I'm not gonna say whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm fine with it. I'm not sure who else they could reintroduce, but whoever they do, I'm on board. There is just no way that I could not include a series that has been around for 20 years. Number 3 is Steven Universe. No, I didn't lose my marbles. Steven Universe is at number 3. And the main reason that holds Steven Universe back from even getting top 2 is its start. It was interesting, but there were so many episodes at the start of Steven Universe that more or less, outside of like building the world, were basically just doing nothing. It wasn't even till the end of season 1 where we got some sort of realization that this story is bigger than what we realized. Between Jasper, Peridot, and Lapis coming down to attack the gems, the fact that Garnet is a fusion, between all of that, honestly, you could probably skip a large portion of season 1 and not really miss much. Just watch the last 2 episodes. Now, I will admit, Steven Universe is definitely getting better. A lot of its shows are having much more development and pushing the story along, but I just can't get past that start. And I know this isn't Steven Universe's fault, the character or the show, but the fact that Cartoon Network doesn't even give it much appreciation and only shows episodes maybe like once or twice a month. Now, that might be the people making the show as well, I'm not entirely sure. But it's just so unfortunate that Steven Universe fans have to wait so long in between episodes. Because even after the realization that Rose was Pink Diamond, we had to wait at least a couple of months for the next episode. Number 2 is Ed, Edd, and Eddy. I don't think there's anything more I could say. Ed, Edd, and Eddy is a great show. But then again, I might want to mention something else since it's in the top 2. Alright, Ed, Edd, and Eddy probably has the smallest cast out of all the shows on this list, but I still love it. It's great. The 3 Eds' personalities are just so likable in a weird way. Even Eddy, who's supposed to be the bad guy. The other cul-de-sac kids are just so hilarious. Even Rolf, who is actually voiced by Goku in, I believe, the Ocean dub? So yeah, now try and get a picture of Rolf raising his hands for the Kamehameha out of your head. Just like many other shows that I mentioned before this, Ed, Edd, and Eddy has so many quotable lines that I can repeat to this day. And Ed is just a hilarious character. The fact that he's kind of dumb, but in a weird way, kind of one of the smarter ones at some points, kind of like Patrick. I think it really is a testament to the show, where they can make a character like Eddy, who's supposed to be the bad one trying to steal people's money, even make him likable. And number 1 is Gravity Falls. At first, I was considering putting Ed, Edd, and Eddy at number 1, but I don't think that there's a way I could not include Gravity Falls at number 1. I don't know what I can say. Great characters, fantastic world building, a show and a plot that was able to wrap itself up in 2 seasons? That's really impressive, especially since some shows like Invader Zim and Samurai Jack get cut off from the air before they're able to conclude their story. It's almost like Alex Hirsch had an idea of what he wanted the show to be and how he wanted the plot to go even before it came out. But I just love all the characters. Dipper's kinda dorky but in a cool way. Mabel's just hilarious. Wendy's just there for coolness factor. Seuss is basically the handyman of the shop. He's the one that if you need something, you go talk to him. Grunkle Stan is just hilarious. He's like Mr. Krabs, but better. Bill Cipher is a demonic triangle on the back of my dollar bill, but they still even make him likable. And I could go on and on about the characters in this show, but I know that the time is going to be super long if I do. So I'm just going to conclude this by saying Gravity Falls did a great job with starting and ending its story in just 2 seasons. And those last few episodes just made me tear up. It was just an emotionally satisfying ending. But that is going to do it for my top 10 non-anime TV shows. Let me know some cartoons that you really enjoyed, either now or as a child. Make sure to post them down in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of my other videos. If you have any other top 10 ideas for me to make, you can leave them down in the comment section as well, because I actually don't have any other top 10 ideas, so I'm open for suggestions. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Momentai. 365日分の